Have a curl to catch the eyes of every guy, every girl. Just 27.50. You look good in.
What's going on, everybody? It's your big Aunt Gino Hernandez, and we at Partment 30. We're gonna talk about a few things today. Today we're gonna speak on one of my favorite subjects, and that's professional wrestling. I have been watching it for a long time. As many of you know, and my influence was my stepfather. We used to watch it all the time. That was our way of bonding. So we would watch it, and I still watch it to this day. So we're going to get straight into it. First, we're going to talk about WWE. I love WWE programming. All the shows I watch, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Right now, they're in a transitioning, which I think was a brilliant money move that they made over there. Because at first, all of their shows were on cable TV. They were exclusively on cable TV. NXT and Raw was on USA, and SmackDown was on Fox. But they made a few deals, and now they cornered the market on every platform. So Raw will now be on Netflix starting at the beginning of the year. SmackDown just moved to USA, and NXT will be moving to the CW, which is it's not cable TV. It's what do they call it? Digital TV, or well, whatever. So you pretty much watch it with the antenna on your TV. You ain't gotta have cable. So with those three shows, they made a pretty nice piece of change from the platforms, and they spread they spread their palette out. They got, so now if you don't have cable, you can watch it on regular TV. You can watch it on cable, or if you got Netflix, you can watch it on Netflix, or you can get all three. You can watch all three. So shout out to them. WWE is a powerhouse. It's right up there with it's an institution like McDonald's, Walmart. It's an institution. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. Well, actually, they're owned by another company called TKO. TKO owns WWE and the UFC. So yeah, they make some money moves over there. They have a PLE coming up October the 5th. It's called Bad Blood. And I've been seeing a lot of promotion for the PLE, and I've been seeing this one commercial with Cody Rhodes and Metro Boomin. And mind you, the Bad Blood will be in Atlanta on October the 5th. So WWE has been doing a lot of cross-promoting with different people, different artists. They had Sexy Red on NXT a few months ago. They're planning on bringing Sexy Red back. So I don't know if they're going to bring her back for Bad Blood, or I don't know if they're going to bring King Toxic in, Future, which I'm leaning more towards, like, WWE, they'll surprise you. So, and watching WWE for so long, I can kind of navigate myself on what's going on or what's about to go on. They surprise me sometimes, but I really think that Pluto will be on WWE TV soon. Mainly on October 5th at Bad Blood in Atlanta. I wouldn't mind going. It's not that far from where I'm at. So I wouldn't mind going. We'll see. But yeah. So we're gonna move on to TNA. Let me tell you something. TNA's resurgence is epic. I used to watch TNA in the early 2010s when and then they kind of fell out. TNA is the company that almost dies but it never dies. Like they have supposed to die a long time ago, and they still going. They still going. Somebody, it's for some reason they always just stay alive. I respect TNA. But right now, TNA, I feel like doing their best work. They got my boy over there, Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler in the WWE. Nick Nemeth is the world heavyweight champion. He's doing amazing. He's doing everything I knew he would. I knew he could. But, you know, the main event scene in WWE at the time when he was there, when he was in his prime, which I feel like he's in his prime now. But back then, I feel like the main event scene was stacked and there just wasn't enough room for him. But he was good enough. He was good enough to do it. Yeah, he's doing amazing work. And WWE and TNA have been cross promoting. They've been having NXT people go on TNA. They got TNA people coming up to NXT. I think it's going to be a big thing at Survivor Series. Anybody that knows about Survivor Series is always like a 4-on-4, a 4 or 5-on-5 tag team match, War Games. So that would be cool to see TNA against NXT and War Games. Even some TNA coming up to the main roster. Like, that'll be epic. I ain't lying. That'll be hard. That'll be hard. But when I see what's going on, it kind of reminds me what WWE was doing with ECW back in the day. ECW during the war with WCW, when WWE was having a war with WCW, and ECW was kind of like contracted to WWE, and they were sending talent from ECW to WWE. I kind of feel like that's kind of what's going on now, because I can remember AEW having a relationship with TNA, and I don't know what happened with that, but they stopped. And like now it's like, okay, well, AEW has a relationship with like New Japan, so, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? I just don't know a lot of Japanese wrestlers. Like, please don't kill me in the comments. I don't know a lot of Japanese wrestlers. Like, I know what, Tanahashi, Shinsuke Nakamura, what's the other guy name? The Rainmaker. I don't know a lot of them. I don't. AEW, I can't say I sat there and watched the whole AEW show in a while. I watch highlights. I watch I just pick and choose what I want to see from, I pick and choose from what I want to go see from AEW. Because, I mean, it's this guy Stale, and it's like, y'all, come on, man. Like, it's just not good TV. It hasn't been good TV. Not to me. For them to have been on TV as long as they have, I feel like AEW is supposed to be farther along as far as storytelling and just pure entertainment. I feel like they supposed to be farther along, and I just feel like they started off hot, and then it's just like now it's just dragging along because I don't know a lot of. I don't know. A lot of it don't make sense to me. I guess it just don't make sense. It don't make sense, but it kind of makes you wonder because AEW was WWE and AEW, and there was kind of a war there going on. AEW, like I said, they started out hot, so they were like a close second. Not even a close second. It was like a distant second. There was a distant second. TNA was just out the picture. I couldn't even say They was even a third because the NWA was doing their thing around that time when AEW started. So like they were showing promise, so they were kind of looking like a distant third. But now it's like WWE grabbed TNA and said, "Come on, let's go." And so now TNA is like a close second. AEW is like a distant third. NWA is trash. I just can't get with it. I can't watch it. I don't even watch it. I don't even watch it. But shout out to all three. They doing big things. I just wish the AEW could kind of get better writers and not even writers. Get some booking. Let's get you some booking. I don't know. Tony Khan, he's a fan. I don't feel like he should be able to. Like, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? And like, if they handed me the keys to a company like that, I just couldn't book it. I would try to book it. Of course, I would try to book it, but like, I would, if it was me and they was like, hey, you run this company, I would go get somebody I know who could book that shit. I would go get somebody who can book that shit, a Dutch Mantel or shit, Kevin Nash. Shit. Fucking Shawn Michaels is running NXT, Triple H is running the whole show. Why the fuck wouldn't you go get Kevin Nash to book your show? You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest minds in the business. But yeah. So on to the next thing is I don't really think I've been watching this YSL trial for a while. I haven't followed it close, but I've seen highlights. I've seen things in the trial, and from my opinion, is I don't think Thug's going to jail. I don't think Jeffrey's going to jail. I think he's gonna be coming home soon. At this point, I don't think it matters what witnesses they call or who they get to. I don't think. I mean, of course it does. If they could come in and somebody say, "Hey, I seen," and it's some damning evidence against him, of course he's gonna go to jail. Him, but if it keeps going the way it's going, I don't think he's going to jail. I feel like they're just really just milking it and trying to just see what's gonna stick. I think they more than likely gonna call a mistrial. And then they just don't have nothing on him. They don't have nothing. And it's always the burden of the state to prove that he committed a crime, and they don't have anything. So I think Young Thug will be coming home soon, and Thug will be way bigger than he was before this trial started because of everything that happened during the trial. With him and Gunna and Woody and then with Quan dying while the trial is going on. Like, I feel like Thug is going to be huge once this trial is over with. I hate what happened in this whole thing for all parties. But the one person who's going to benefit the most, I believe, from this is Young Thug. Like, I know his baby mama got killed. I know he lost a lot too, but he is about to be huge. Take my word for it. Or don't. I was watching something on TV. It's called Oscarville, the city under the lake. A city under Lake Lanier. And one of my homies, I seen him post. Shout out to Wasi. I saw him post something the other day, and he was saying something about man-made bodies of water being made over towns or whatever. And I was watching this Lake Lanier, and I was like, man, that's crazy. It's crazy how they can just flood a town like that and just make a lake, like just disappear a whole place. This whole place just go away. Like, oh, we're gonna flood this whole neighborhood, and it's gonna be no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But they say Lake Lanier is haunted and it's cursed, and a lot of people died on Lake Lanier. And it just started making me do a little research about different places. Like, I heard about Central Park being flooded. Of course, we heard about Black Wall Street being bombed, and it's usually when they flood places like that, when they destroy places like that, it's usually people of color that live there, or disenfranchised people, people who didn't have a lot, Native people. And so where I live at, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we have a lake. We got Chickamauga Lake. We got Booker T. And so I started doing my research. So like Lake Lanier, in 1936, the city of Chattanooga came to, I think Roosevelt was the president, but he came with this New Deal or whatever, and electricity and power and all this stuff, and he started talking about all these new plans that we're making, and so all over the country they started building these dams. They started building Chickamauga Dam in 1936, right? So it took them 4 years to complete this project. The people of Harrison, Tennessee, Highway 58, there was a town over there, where Booker T is, where the lake is. There was a town over there, and it was ran by a guy named Rich Jovan. Now, Rich Jovan was he was half Cherokee and half European. He was the son of a full-blooded Cherokee chief named Chief Van. I remember, like, in the 3rd or 4th grade, them taking us to Chief Van's house in Chatsworth, because I grew up down in Dalton. Like, I was back and forth Chattanooga to Dalton. So we went to Chief Van's house in Chatsworth, and actually my uncle made a replica of his house for my sister one time, and for some type of program, and she won first place. But Chief Van, pretty much, he was like the richest Indian, the richest Native American. He had all his money. He had slaves and shit. You know what I'm saying? His house was like a plantation. And so when he died, he left everything to his son, Joe Van. So Joe Van was like one of the richest people in the area. You know what I'm saying? So he had his town over there. He had over 200. He had like over 200 slaves. And this is like 1936, like in the 1930s. He had like 200 slaves. This nigga still had slaves. So, in 1940, with the completion of the dam, somebody came to Joe Van. Well, let's rewind it. Joe Van had hired a white man to work for him, and it was illegal to hire. It's illegal for an Indian or a black person to hire a white person to work for them back then. So when he did that, he pretty much signed his fate, because they already wanted their land anyway, and they end up taking the land, but it was kind of he was disputing it. So him and his people, they were still there. Somebody from the city of Chattanooga went to him and said, "Look, y'all need to get y'all affairs in order, because we about to flood this area." It was like, what? Yeah, we about to flood it. So they gave them 4 weeks to get their affairs in order. They didn't do no demolition. They didn't do no. It's still buildings, steel structures up under the water. They just flooded it. They didn't tear it down, and then they just flooded it. I think that's the same thing they did at Lake Lanier. They just flooded that shit. Now, mind you, I told you there was a Cherokee, a half Cherokee man who owned all that property, and he had 200 slaves who lived on that property. The Highway 58 area has always really mainly been a black area. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, they flooded that shit though. They flooded that shit. And like, when the water recedes, you can still see like stairs where a building used to be, or like, man, they still had like churches and all kind of shit, cemeteries up under the water. Like they you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just wonder what will make somebody just say, look, we're going to take that right there and we just going to fuck it up. Just take people's shit and just fuck it up. Burn it, fucking flood it, whatever. Like, you really got to have a God complex to just want to do some shit like that. But anyway, today, it's going to be a great day, man. Everybody, if somebody asks you how you feeling today, you just tell them you feel excellent. You feel great. Don't say, I'm okay, or, we'll see. No, you got to claim it. You got to say, hey, I feel amazing. I feel fantastic. And as your day unfolds, you'll start feeling that way for real. If you need a haircut, you in the city, where I'm at, Chattanooga, Tennessee, hit me up, Gino Hernandez on Facebook, Gino the Hill on Instagram. Inbox me. You got the number. Call me. We'll set up an appointment and we'll get it done. I think that's it. I'm finna get my day started. So I love y'all. Y'all go get y'all some money. And if you're a hater, you know what to do. See y'all later.